'tis yours.
Is it? Oh, I was looking at 4:30. All right, we have a local San Diego business owner, Christian Rodriguez, to talk about Fenrir USA and a better plate carrier.
All right, but first, self-defense and emergencies can happen to anyone, and there is no guarantee that the justice system will be on your side. So you need to make sure you are protected by the legal battle after your self-defense battle. And while you protect your family and property, U.S. Law Shield is here to defend you 24/7, 365 days a year, with a comprehensive self-defense coverage of an affordable price. Bad guys don't take days off, and neither does our coverage. Hey, sign up today. Go to uslawshield.com. All right. Who's our special guest today, my friend?
Well, we just introduced him, Christian from, I know you from Core Essentials.
Yep. And also actually SoCal Gear Expo, which
Right.
is actually will be happening again. We've been working with Tor Knives to get that going in the La Mesa area.
And that was, we were there. We had a booth. San Diego County Gun Owners had a booth that was in the parking lot of Core Essentials.
Yep.
That's where I got my first Core Essentials belt, which I love.
Yeah.
And we actually talk about it a lot. I'm not a, I guess I'm kind of, I don't get excited about a whole lot of products, but Core Essentials, it was very, very cool.
Yeah. I mean, our startup too is pretty interesting how Core Essentials started. I mean, track belts have always been a thing. I mean, you're pretty sure you see them at Macy's, things like that. And so we were doing our own track belts, and then a couple gun owners were actually like, this would be perfect for a gun belt. And so from that, we started actually reinforcing them using screws. And then now we have competitors that basically ripped off our product, which is pretty flattering, but it's pretty interesting at the same time.
It's been great. I have a black one and I have a brown one for both sets of shoes, Laura, because you know what a slave to fashion I am.
Okay,
you know that, right?
Gotta have those.
So that's how I know you. But you also have Fenrir USA.
Yep.
Now, tell us about Fenrir.
Fenrir started up actually during the pandemic. It was actually from my passion for design, passion for tactical gear and shooting, and also not being able to find any product during the pandemic, things that I wanted to get. And so all throughout, I mean, I know how to sew. I can make you a jacket from scratch. And so that's what I was actually doing, but for plate carriers. And then I just started to pick up more momentum, and then actually started just do mass production of them. And so far,
So what do you make? What is it that you actually make?
A plate carrier.
Now, what is a plate carrier?
A plate carrier is basically
something to carry your dinner plates from
No,
the front room?
armor plate. So I mean, my plates could carry up to level 5 as long as it fits a 10 by 12. I do have one here. I mean, it is all.
So level 5 is.
A level 5 is
It'll
stops
stop.
stops a certain round. It starts going up and up with the different rounds.
Level 5 stops like everything. Right?
Yeah,
like everything short of like a nuclear missile. or a
Yeah,
tank.
exactly. Well, not everything. I mean,
Okay,
it just depends.
So what in the world made you think there was a market for this?
I mean, there is a market for plate carriers in general, especially during the riots and COVID. People were scared and buying plates and plate carriers in general, especially with the supply chain being knocked out super crazy against. We're still having supply chain issues with Core and Fenrir. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of my competitors and Core's competitors that no one could really get materials and stuff even to right now. You guys have seen with the chip shortage in cars. It's
Same thing.
Just random stuff like that goes out and stops production.
And
so I was actually, when I started making plate carriers, the materials that I was finding to use them they were actually available, and people were just with my marketing skills, because I also do the media stuff for Core Essentials, and so carrying that over to my personal stuff, I mean, I was just rocking out. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, what's your background? Like, how did you said you're a designer for Core Essentials, and of course you do the plate carriers.
Yeah. So my
what's your
background, I've always been into design and tactical. Even since like I was little, I remember when I was really young, I was hand sewing like a ghillie suit together. I don't know why. I was just doing it, and then I ended up going to fashion school in New York. And so from that,
really, like that's kind of interesting. Well, what attracted you to that?
Well, I love clothes too, and so my senior year of fashion school, I was actually doing a bulletproof clothing. So I was making really really nice like jackets and stuff like that, like really kind of high fashion stuff, but with 3A inserts in them. So I would tailor.
What's a 3A insert?
3A insert stops everything up to a 44. So about 7 shots of everything. Up to that.
You look like a Navy SEAL, and then your Vogue fashion is just you do not.
He doesn't look like a fashionista.
No,
He's wearing very
macho
calm,
and handsome.
Yeah,
but
very calming clothes. Not like he's not all sparkly.
Yeah.
Did you Did you find Did you like the sparkly?
Yeah, no
Sparkly.
glitter.
Sparkly,
Did you find
he's
a
not a
market
vampire.
for it?
The what?
Did you? I mean, were any celebrities come to you for their clothing?
Not. No, people always ask me like, how are you going to reach out to them? But then pandemic happened. But long story short, I got a lot of success at my school because like at my school, it's actually the best fashion school in the U.S. that I went to, and so most of the stuff that comes out of there is very like fashion inspired.
Yeah.
And mine was more tactical inspired. So like me coming out of there, they really have never seen that before. And yeah, so I got into Vogue. I was actually in Vogue magazine, the September issue. And so if you if you went to Barnes and Noble, you could actually pick up a magazine with my picture, and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
so you were in Vogue?
I was in Vogue twice.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
It was actually pretty interesting.
Were they talking about your clothing?
Yeah. So they're
durability of it?
Exactly. So the first time I was in Vogue was online, and they were really highlighting that. And then the second time in the actual issue that I was in, there were like 50 designers to look out for, and I was in there.
Wow.
Yeah. And so in that time, I was just telling her that when we went back for June, it was like primetime COVID in New York.
Yeah.
And it was just really, really eerie. But I went there for a photo shoot, and I was also kind of moved out. I was one of the classes actually that graduated online, and so I never really got to have a real graduation. I'm only.
So you're in New York. You're at fashion school. You're in Vogue,
and you're in the middle of a pandemic.
Middle of a pandemic,
and you're
exactly.
but you have a tactical.
Mindset.
Bulletproof, or tactical mindset, a bulletproof product.
Yep.
What was it like going through school and living in New York? What was it like being in that world from that perspective?
I always try to get my little tactical fix in. Like I always, especially growing up, I always loved like airsoft. So I still do play it. Their guns are completely like kind of illegal in New York. You can't. To even get a gun, you have to wait probably I think it's like 9 months to get a permit. To get a gun?
To get a firearm or to get a
firearm in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're not talking about an airsoft.
Not for the criminals.
No, airsoft is it's borderline illegal in New York, even though I still did it. I'm actually still in New York like airsoft group chat, and we would just go play all the time, like upstate New York, even in Brooklyn, and so like I would always just be obsessive with the kid over there, and then when I come back and actually shoot real guns, it's
so you just your clothing drive just couldn't help but go to an area that absolutely nobody does it.
Yeah, exactly.
When's the last time you went down and bought a bulletproof vest?
Well, actually.
I know you.
I actually have one, Dave.
Probably last week.
I actually have plates and a bulletproof vest on it.
Yeah. Well, and that's so funny too, because you should always find something that you want to do that makes you happy and you love.
But I'm such a big guy. I actually couldn't get plates. I had to get a platter.
Then you need help getting out of a chair.
May I ask a question? Is it just for men, or is there women's stuff?
Right now, I only have one size, which is a medium. Most people wear a medium. It's not about the size it's about the size of the plate, and so the plate really drives what size plate carrier that you wear. There's large, there's small, there's extra large, but the most commonly used is medium. That's a 10 by 12 plate by most of the time.
10 inches by 12 inches.
Yeah, so it's a 10 inch wide by 12 inch tall, and then
and how does it mount to your chest?
There's a little insert in there that you can just kind of push the plate in.
Okay.
Well, but before we get to the product, wait, we kind of skipped over. I really want to know. That's okay. I really want to know, what was it like being in that world, though? You're in the fashion world. You're in you're in Vogue. All that. What's it like being a gun guy in that world? Was there
hostility?
Pushback, hostility.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of people would a lot of people liked me because I get along with a lot of people, but they were also kind of confused by me because, like, especially how I look. I was working out a lot then too, and so I was really big walking around that school, and I was probably actually the biggest kid there. And so people were like kind of confused by me, but I'd also get into some arguments about some gun rights, blah blah blah, and also in New York. They're trying to make plates illegal, like armor illegal, which is crazy. Like, I don't know. It's not even like you're going to use it to harm somebody. It's protection. It's like making seatbelts illegal. It's like it's random. You know what I mean? It's because their whole thing is about so criminals can't use them, which is crazy. That's actually a law like across the board. I'm pretty sure in most states that they're legal to have unless you're a felon, or they're illegal. If you're committing a crime with plates. But New York's trying to make them completely illegal for even civilians.
They do want you to move. You do know that, don't you?
Yeah. And so
I think their handwriting's on the wall.
Yeah.
So was anything said to you? Did anybody, react? Did you have an instructor who who badmouthed you?
No,
or
my
were they supportive?
instructor. I mean, the head of the fashion council at that school, they loved me. I mean, they had me speaking in front of all the freshmen and everybody.
Because you're so far out.
Yeah, I think
from
just
the
because
norm.
they just never seen anything like me in there, and I was kind of like the underdog. People would be like, "Oh, why are you doing that? That's kind of a weird thing you're doing."
Yeah, nobody's gonna buy that silly stuff.
Exactly. And so I mean, everybody was just making their regular dresses and stuff like that, and especially over there, it's people don't really do menswear either, and so I wanted to do menswear, and then also the route that I took, it was just kind of threw everyone
Bright
off. But
light
yeah,
in a dark room.
Yeah,
exactly.
Really, that's pretty cool. I mean, what a great representative you are for our community.
Yeah, thank you.
Serious.
Don't you think?
Yeah, and so also I have my brother over there. My brother goes to the same exact fashion school as me, and I had him. He was a freshman when I was a senior, and he was sewing up all of my stuff too, and helping me.
So he's gonna be part of the company.
Yeah, exactly. So he helps me. He actually just left back to New York.
I didn't even think about it. So there really is. There's a huge bias towards women's fashion. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge.
So I
It's
mean,
huge.
what was it 90% women in the school?
About. Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about. I wish
pretty crazy.
I wish I could go back and talk to 18-year-old. I would have. That's a great idea to go to that school.
Yeah, I know. It's right there on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. I mean, it's you can't miss it either. It's this weird looking.
So I
building.
got into the typewriting class of my school. That's because where all the girls were.
Yeah, typewriting.
Yeah.
Well,
And
he took that whole theory a whole step.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to go to fashion school.
Yeah. And I had to have my fingers removed from going through the keys because they couldn't get them out. So that was my last. I was only there one day, so that was my last day in typing school.
Yeah, I think I was it was 1994. I graduated in 94. I think it was the last typing class they had, and I took it for about 5 minutes and said, "This ain't for me. I'm gonna have to fail in life, I guess, because I'm not gonna know how to type."
Well, now you can just yell at
now
your
it's not even
phone.
called. Is it even called typing anymore?
Yeah, no, you just yell at your phone; it'll type it for you. It's pretty crazy.
I think
By
it's
the way,
just thumbing now.
I just did buy an antique typewriter too, so now I have one, so I can keep it on.
Nice.
Our freedom of speech is just as important as our freedom of self-defense, and that's why we're thrilled to support an American company like MyPillow. Go to mypillow.com and use the code FREEMARKET3 and get up to 66% off America's best pillow. Get a great night's sleep and enjoy the satisfaction of supporting companies fighting against cancel culture. That's mypillow.com and use the code FREEMARKET3 for up to a 66% discount.
Nice.
All right. Well, hey, we've got Christian Rodriguez sticking with us. Fenrir USA.
Fenrir.
Fenrir.
All right. What's up with the name?
Fenrir. It's actually from Norse mythology. Yeah. So Fenrir.
I should have known.
Yeah, you should have known. But like I said, it is quite the marketing strategy there because it gets you try to figure out the name and
Fenrir.
look into it more. Yeah.
See, I did it.
Okay, so the product mainly is a plate carrier.
Yes.
And we talked a little bit about plate carriers. For those who don't know, plate carriers it's basically armor you wear to stop a bullet.
Yes.
And I think most people are used to the idea of a plate carrier being this big, bulky, thing that the military uses. But plate carrier technology has come a long way.
Long way.
It's almost to the point where it's replacing what people think of as bulletproof vests.
Exactly. Yeah.
So talk about plate carriers. Why first, before you even show us your product, why plate carriers?
Plate carriers. I mean, plate carriers is a very blanketed term. I mean, there's a lot of different plate carriers out there. I mean, the one that I have that I make, it's a slick plate carrier, and it's starting to become more and more like the norm. I'm not actually the first one to make a slick plate carrier. I'm actually got to give a shout out to Faro Concepts. They actually made the Slickster, which is what started that, which Spirited Systems followed, and a lot of different T-Rex arms followed.
And what does that mean? What's a slick?
A slick plate carrier is basically something that you could dress up and dress down. You could wear it underneath a suit if you wanted to, or you could dress it all the way up plate carrier, full on gear if you're gonna do some sort of something.
So plates and plate carrier technology has come so far that you can wear it, under a suit.
Exactly.
Just like a bulletproof vest.
Exactly.
So why would I not? Why would I do a plate carrier over a bulletproof vest for those out there who aren't familiar?
Plate carrier. I mean, bulletproof vests. You can't really wear as strong armor like that. I mean, most bulletproof vests are kind of 3A around that area. Plate carriers. I mean, you could throw anything in there. I mean, it's
way tougher.
Yeah, way tougher.
You're gonna stop way more.
Exactly. I mean, and it's so versatile.
Protected.
You can just throw in whatever you want. Some days you want a 3A, some days you want a 5. Not saying 5 is cheap. I mean, 5 is
3
So
and
you
$5.
can interchange plates
Yes,
depending on
exactly.
what you're doing.
Whatever you're doing.
What kind of
yeah.
weight are we talking about? Say plate A and then all the way to the top.
Well, it really depends what plate. Well, how much money you have, really, because plates like 3A, you could get some cheap 3A for like $100 a plate. They're not the best plates.
No,
Those are like,
I want the if I because I'm a Nordstrom kind of guy, even though I've
Yeah.
never been there. I've seen pictures. If I was going to buy, the lowest impact versus the highest impact, what are we talking money wise?
for a good pair of 5s, I mean, you're looking around $2,000.
Okay.
Yeah, $2,000 around there, and then
And they last forever.
no, they don't last forever. They actually last about 5-6 years.
What
Because
has-
they expire from. It depends how much you wear it too.
Like a helmet.
Yeah, like a helmet. Well, helmets last around 10 years,
Yeah.
depending on which company you use.
what happens to the plate? Like if
So
nothing
what happens?
to
It's
it,
a lot of Kevlar and ceramics, but what happens is all that moisture and sweat and wear, it starts to get into the actual fabric of it. It's actually just a bunch of fabric layered on top of each other, and it starts to really degrade it. And so, I mean, after 5 years, I don't know what kind of bullet it would stop at that.
But I think 2000s like
Yeah, it's crazy.
that's way up there.
In
Yeah.
your budget.
I think most people out there are probably spending $300-$500 on plates.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
plates that I personally use are the Hesco L210s, which they're like $300, and they're actually pretty good plates. They're not too heavy. They're about 5 pounds each, so you're looking about 10 pounds. But you could, go to the lower end 3As, which are about a pound each. But always stay away from steel plates. I can't emphasize that enough.
Why?
Steel plates are people always want them because they're super cheap, and they're always like, oh, they're level this because they could stop whatever. But they're really heavy, and then they also don't absorb it. They actually, instead of absorbing the bullet, you got shrapnel going everywhere. So when that bullet hits you, you got shrapnel going to your neck, your legs. I mean, you're just getting cut up all over the place.
Laura didn't like that at all.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
people think that that's like the easy way out, but they're only good for target practice, not for it to actually
Right.
be worn.
All right, let's check out your product.
All right, well, let me open it up real quick. Sorry, brought it all packaged because I'm actually going to give this one away here.
Oh,
Ah.
it's
Well, we'll
a
make
lucky
Rich put it
winner.
back together.
There's some Silica here. So you have your cummerbund right here. Let me show us the camera right here.
fancy.
A little cummerbund with your little
That's where
Fenrir tag.
you carry
So
your
the-
opera ticket.
Yep. Yeah, so this goes actually around your entire waist, and these are actually perfect pouches for magazines, radios, tourniquets, things like that. And I made these little guys right here so you could put, all kinds of, glow sticks or whatever you want. Well, chem lights, I just like to call them
Right.
glow sticks. 'Cause
Accessories.
accessories.
It's the
whatever you wanna
color
do.
of World War I, khaki.
It's actually a coyote, but yeah. It's people like this color a lot. Just the way I love this color, especially for this environment that we're in San Diego. And so we have a lot of Molly on the front right here, and then we have stuff for a placard system.
Tell Laura what Molly is.
Molly is, you've seen this, right?
No.
You've never seen this?
No.
I know you have. This is on every single Nike backpack. A lot of Nikes
It's MOLLE.
yeah, MOLLE.
yeah.
A lot of different brands, not even tactical brands anymore, are really using this Molly stuff because it's so versatile. You could put anything onto it.
Oh,
It's so strong.
Okay.
And Molly across the board is always exactly spec'd the same way. So you could have all these materials and different things that are for Molly. I mean, people put holsters on them. People put little clips on them. I mean,
Look,
you
Laura,
got
check this
some
out.
Molly right
See
there.
that? That's how you
There
carry
it
Oh,
is.
okay.
So it's got Molly, right? It's got the little straps there,
Okay.
and then I can put a pouch or whatever
Well,
I
it's
want.
not Velcro.
It's not Velcro.
No.
Okay.
So I can put a pouch, or you could put whatever you want. I just happen to have patches in
okay.
there, or a pouch, but you can put whatever you want,
Just
a
little
holster or
straps.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's just
So-
a system for attaching
Yeah.
Mounting
things.
Exactly,
system.
mounting
a mounting
stuff.
system.
Okay.
A lot of people are getting really smart and really crazy with this because, after a while, I'm telling you, the slick way is going really, really, really wild. And so this is now becoming a little obsolete with people, but it's kind of a fight. People are starting to use laser cutting to get that Molly in. But the thing with laser cutting, it does save you weight from this little webbing being on here, and you don't have to actually sew it. It's just you laser cut it in, but it's not as strong as actual webbing. I mean, after a while, that fabric does give. But the way that this is set up too is you could also I made it so it's meant for a placard system, which I don't know if I should really get into, but you could kind of just clip on whatever mission loadout. I mean, you could keep it bare like this, and you still have your plates, which go in here. These are your plate bags right here.
Plate bags. That's where you actually carry
you
the,
carry your
the,
actual
the
plates
armor.
inside here. So all you gotta do is, I don't know how it sounds on the mic, but all you gotta do is
Velcro-y.
just throw whatever plate that you want in there. I mean, you could switch. You saw how easy that is. All you gotta do is throw it in there.
Mm-hmm.
But so if you want it worn down, you could just wear it like this underneath whatever jacket. Or if you want it all loaded up, you just throw a placard on there and it clips. You just have to get these little clips and it clips right into it. It's really awesome.
And you can wear that with plates, like you said, maybe not under a T-shirt, but
not under a T-shirt. Little jackets
under a suit.
Yeah, especially right now, it's getting a little cooler. Jacket season's coming in. You could carry bigger guns inside. You could also
like
wear
let's say you're an elected official in La Mesa. You may you may need one.
Yeah.
You may want to invest in this.
Well, they're under my blouse.
Yeah, exactly. And then a little cool feature about this too is how breathable it is. This is actually a Durstretch material, so it's really stretchy, and also really breathable, so that you're able to all that pressure on you, especially with magazines and whatever you're carrying, starts to make you sweat a lot, and just the plates, especially being up against you, gets kind of uncomfortable. So you have this right here for breathability, and then also added this loop right here, so you could put pontoons. Pontoons are basically, a lot of different companies make them, but you attach them like that, and it creates this fat pad on all four. So it's laying off your back, it's laying off your chest, and it's just all around a great system.
So is that just for comfort, or what's a pontoon do?
It's for comfort and breathability. So when
especially if it's hot out.
Yeah, if you have about a pontoon that's like about this thick, it means you have that much airflow going through your back, and that's you're gonna want that, especially wearing plates all day and stuff like that.
The closing, so the where the plates go, that's held closed by what? By Velcro?
Yep, Velcro, and it's actually really strong Velcro. It's all mil-spec materials, it's a lot stronger than your regular Velcro. And mil-spec materials, they're really fun to work with.
You know, it weighs how much?
What'd you say?
How much does it weigh?
Oh, this weighs, I think it's like 500 grams or something like that.
500 grams. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
How much is 500 grams?
Everybody shaking.
No, I think it's 320 grams.
How many pounds?
Oh, this is like not even a pound.
That makes more
not
sense.
a pound.
There you go. Now you're on our
So by
world.
itself, there's no pound.
I'm an American. I don't know what a gram is.
Yeah, I know.
And then the plate added to it.
No metric.
An Instagram, I know what that is.
Yeah, there's
honeygrams, I know what those are.
With the plate added to it, I mean, it's whatever your plates are, really. This is under a pound. That's all you need to know.
So what's the
by
heaviest
itself.
plate?
Heaviest plate,
5 pounds?
Yeah, about 5. Well, yeah 5.
And then
Unless
the
you're using
lightest?
steel. Steel's like 8 to 10 pounds per plate. But like I said, don't use steel.
But that holder is like it's like a heavy jacket.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of a heavy jacket. You throw a plate in there, you're looking at another couple pounds.
Exactly.
So it's
depending on how much money you want to spend and how much armor you're planning on having.
It's not nothing, but it's not ridiculous either.
Yeah. So
if you wore that and had a sports coat over the top, would anybody know what you're wearing?
I mean, it kind of depends what kind of sports coat. Probably.
Well, I mean, so this is open in the front. It's right. I mean, like a T-shirt or just a sports coat. Why not? Where's the front of it? Show me the front.
This is the front of it right here.
Okay.
Can you wear that on a plane? On a commercial plane?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm not too sure, actually.
You want to go?
You get some weird. Yeah, you want to try it out?
Well, how much
fly you
metal?
somewhere.
There's no metal,
No, there's no metal.
so you get right through there.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, you could probably wear it, but if you put the metal in it, they'll question it.
Yeah.
Not that they would not allow you to remove.
It'd probably you'd probably start some problems though. And people go, what kind of vest are you wearing? I wouldn't want to risk it.
They probably asked the question.
Yeah, or if you had a business
Pull you
card
aside.
and showed you were you're the owner.
Yeah,
of the
I think
company.
maybe it would pass, but then again, it's like okay.
And you still want to put it down below. You don't want to take it off.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right. So do you come in any other color?
It comes in Coyote black, Ranger green, multicam black, and multicam.
Can it be personalized?
Cotton candy pink.
Yeah.
And so actually, that's the next thing for Fenrir. I actually wanted to
personalize it.
Stop making these like colors like this and actually make it more of like a specialized drop. So there's these camos that are really like niche camos, like US Desert Knight, M81, things like that. And so I'm thinking about like stopping production on these like mass-produced plate carriers and start going more of the custom route.
Specialized.
And also,
who is your customer? Are you again? Most people associate this with military law enforcement, but you're selling to civilians.
I've never been in any law enforcement or military, and I train. I think every civilian should own a pair of armor and train. I mean, that's your right.
So the end user, we're talking. If you're listening in Southern California, he's selling to you. This is not a government contract.
This is for you.
And how do they find you?
My website, FenrirUSA.com, and Instagram, FenrirUSA.
FEN.
FENRIR USA.com.
FENRIRUSA.com.
Yep.
I gotta go Google that to find out what the heck it is.
I mean, yeah, you'll find it though.
I have a funny feeling. All right.
Awesome, Christian. That's very cool.
Yeah, and it's love to see young entrepreneurs. Take what's between your ears and run with it.
Yeah, with this and also with Core Essentials. And,
Keep up those belts. I love it. They're the best.
Yeah, we have a lot of new products coming out too,
Yeah.
and we're also working on a duty belt as well. We also actually just came out with our battle belt that we just designed, and it's really.
What's the website over there?
And you're located in La Mesa.
Yeah, and we're a La Mesa company. We're trying to stay in La Mesa. We love the area.
Center Drive.
What's the website?
CoreEssentials.com. And so you can find us on Instagram,
And that's
Pinterest,
KOR.
KOREessentials.com. Yeah.
Right. Well, hey, it's always good having you down. Take care. We're going to take a
Thank
quick
you.
break. What we got coming up next? Oh, we're going to talk to, let me see, who are we talking to?
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.